How you doing, Cancer? Let's see what we got for you, Celtic Cross. I swear to God, lately I've been having so many interruptions. Every time I've been trying to read, it's like suddenly an uptick of all of this crazy noise, like planes, like these people are like yelling in the hallway, like freaking people moving all of a sudden. That only starts like when I begin. It's like so crazy. I don't know if that's usual for you, or if that's something that's going on now or what. Now, your first card out is Four of Pentacles. Oh, Page of Pentacles. Sorry. Sorry about that. Page of Pentacles. Now, the pages are messengers. Messenger, there could be a message. You're thinking about giving out a message because the first card out is you. You know, I mean, maybe it could be somebody, but that in particular, but somebody's thinking about giving out a message or an offer, a message about an offer. They've been thinking about giving this message for a long time. Now, what could be holding them back is the Four of Cups. That is possibly a fear of rejection. Maybe because they were when you were dealing with this person, you or the other person was not sure if they wanted to give an offer at that time, and they were slow to give, and they were slow to communicate or offer anything, or just like, you know, really acknowledge it. And so, you know, the issue is now, whatever happened, they either waited too long, or, you know, it was too many things left unsaid for too long, and it became like a little, they're afraid it's a little too late. The foundation is 10 of Wands. The foundation is maybe there's just too many responsibilities on both parts, too many expectations, or too many burdens, things that needed to be taken care of, or too many things that were against whatever like offer that you wanted to give this out to, or somebody wanted to give this out to you. Like, there could have been too many expectations on them, or, you know, they could have been dealing with other people's opinions, or like even too much responsibilities and burdens that they have on their back, or both of you. And it's like on the foundation, you know, you could be trying to build your life together, or they could be, you know, you're trying to build something, or there's just too many responsibilities on your back. Work, family, home, bills, career, trying to start a career, trying to start something new business-wise. But whatever it is, it's a collection of just too much. It's just too much. It's too much. Like, I have too much on my back, and it's overwhelming. And that's why no offer was given. It could have even been a lot of expectations, or what people expected from you. And it was a fear of giving any kind of offer. And yeah, maybe it is too little too late. Now there's a fear that whatever offer you want to give or take from somebody, feel like it won't be reciprocated now. Past, King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is someone who is dynamic, charismatic, charming. He is a go-getter. He creates things. He has controlled fire. He manifests and he creates things new. He's very primal, like, he takes charge, action-oriented. Now, the King of Wands can be somebody who, the king is at their peak. It's someone who has that controlled fire. It's not somebody who does, it's not someone who is undisciplined. They are disciplined. They're that general of an army, Their life is built on it, but then they want to be the king of their domain. And in order to do that, they have to have some discipline on all of that passion and drive and energy that they have behind them. Now, maybe in the past, like whoever you were dealing with was slow to give an offer, because at the time, they could have wanted to keep everything to themselves, because they wanted to manifest themselves. They didn't want anything to throw off their game. They're trying to be the master of destiny, the CEO and boss and everything. And and they have a lot of burdens and responsibilities, or you do. And because you're trying to manifest something, you're trying to be more disciplined, you have a lot of responsibilities on your back. You don't know if you want to give any kind of offer because you want to focus on building and manifesting. So you're being careful with the offers that you give out. Because you're in manifestation mode, you don't want to deal with a bunch of drama situations that kind of throw you off track and balance, because it looks like you're having trouble as it is, keeping everything up in the air and orderly, and it's like this has to wait because dude, I'm overwhelmed. I can't take any more expectations on me. Your goal is to be on your own at the moment, which is good. Learning deeper knowledge. This could be the card of Virgo as well. Is. Now, the Hermit is someone who goes out into their own to learn the deeper and higher knowledge of the divine. And how do you learn about yourself? You don't look on the outside, you go within. And this is you going within, learning the deeper knowledge and learning the secrets of the unknown, what drives you, and, trying to find your connection with the divine by finding connection within yourself. And you're okay to be alone to do that. And that's why you're not rushing out to give out any kind of offers, because you created a lot of boundaries, so you can give yourself an environment that is able to best manifest for you. In the future, 8 of Swords, feeling stuck. This is quite interesting. Now, if this is you wanting to give an offer out but afraid that it won't be accepted, or maybe somebody is around that of you, in the future there is a need to, the 8 of Swords, there's a need to use your head and your heart, your left and your right hemisphere of your intuition and your intellect. Okay, but then there's a stuckness of it because you're unsure. You're unsure of yourself and your abilities, or if you should give out some kind of offer, or if you should really invest in something, because everything is so up into the air right now and everything seems to be against you into manifesting something. You're starting to lose some kind of, steam or motivation, because it's like, God, every time I get up to try to do something, there's something that comes up and there's something that comes up. Like, I don't ever have time. I have so much stuff that I have to do. And it never seems like I'm getting ahead enough to even try to start something brand new or invest in that business, or because like it's always something. And it's like, man, do I have what it takes? Am I supposed to do this? Isn't it supposed to be easier? As in like if this was my path, and now I feel stuck. Now I'm unsure if I should do this or if this is the right thing, because I just see so much opposition all of the time, and I hate being alone and dealing with all of this burdens myself, and I don't know if it's too much, and whether it's too much, if it's something that is even right for me, because it seems like there's just so much opposition. Two of Pentacles, this is you juggling work and home, your career and your family life, could be even money, and it could be money issues like robbing Peter to pay Paul, trying to move money around into certain bank accounts. Like you're trying, and it seems like you don't have a lot of assistance, and you don't have a lot of support, and that's why you're continually juggling, and that's why you have this high amounts of burnout, because sometimes it's just so overwhelming, that with so much that everything and needs from you, like if this is this something that's sustainable for me? How people see you, Ace of Swords. They see you as seeing the truth. They see you as seeing a new perspective, seeing things that you haven't seen before. And perhaps people around you who are adding a lot of burden and expenses on you, or, expectations on you. Maybe they came at you thinking that, oh, well, if I tell them I want to, have a mutual situation, whatever that mutual situation was them trying to get from you without kind of maintaining their end of the bargain. And perhaps these people were around and making them think that they were there to support you, and that's how they always kind of slithered back in. It's like, well, I can't do this on my own. You could be a single parent, or you could be even as just a single person with a lot of debt and bills and things like this. And you're like, well, I don't know if I could do this on your own. And perhaps you dealt with these people in the past, say, hey, we'll help each other out. And they kind of screwed you over, And now you kind of see them the way they are now. It's seeing people for who they are and what they really had to offer, and how they never really came through for you, and it was never really mutual, even though they came off like it was mutual, and perhaps this is like that kind of old trick too, that they would make you feel like you can't do it on your own, so you would start to have that self-confidence issue, and you would let them back in, and then you'd end up finding that you would do instead of 100% of the work you're doing of your own work, you're doing 150% of 100% of your work and 50% of their work now. So you end up, instead you say you split all the bills and things like that. You always end up paying more. Or they would say yeah, I'll help you watch your kid, and if I will pay a quarter of those bills, or 75% of those bills, you know what I mean? Part-time, if your kid is older and got the weekends and stuff and you're working. And then you find out that it ends up they're kind of freeloading off you with a discounted rent, and they're not pulling their bargain or their side of the rent or their side of the bargain, and it's now they feel like whatever con that they were running before, that they felt they could get back into you by trying to like make you feel steady, or like, you know, you're incapable or anything like that. Things that they could have even been inducing in you as they were around. Like as soon as you got them away from you, you were able to see things clearly and saying, hey, you know, like, although I still have a ton of work, I still have way less work than that, because not only am I like just dealing with my work, I'm not dealing with their work. And although it's still overwhelming and a ton, at least you don't have to deal with anyone else's crap as it is. But then yet it's still freaking overwhelming. Still overwhelming, you know? And maybe this is you wondering, and you looking back on it was like, well, you know, were they more of a help than I thought? Or like, this is you questioning your past decisions because of the situations now and how it's kind of turned out now. If this was a kind of a lover in the past, or, you know, somebody that you dated in the past, this is somebody that I feel like they either ghosted you or you ghosted them, vice versa. And now that they ghosted you, they want to, or you ghosted someone, you know, either or, they want to come back into, but they're afraid because they acted like they didn't want it or weren't interested in before, and they kind of ghosted you, or you ghosted someone, and now, like, you know, you are thinking about reaching out to them, but it's the fear that's holding you back. And it could be because you're thinking about reaching out to this person or these people or whatever, because it's like, wow, I'm still overburdened doing this all on my own, and it sucks. And maybe I didn't make the wrong decision. Because this is all overwhelming. But they see something. They see that now that you see the situation, now that you cut them off and you're doing it all on your own without them, and they actually realize how much crap that they have to do of their own, which in the past they didn't even recognize how much that you did for them. They're like, oh crap, you know, maybe I was kind of unfair, and because I have to do it on my own now, because this person isn't going to be there as my personal PA, even though when I con them to think that we're helping each other and I get them to do all my crap. Now I feel like they saw, like you saw their crap, you know. Now, your hopes and fears, 5 of Swords. You fear that whoever ghosted you in the past is like, would try to come back in and try to play another round of games. You feel like you hope that, you know, like perhaps that they would just go on and stay ghosted, you know, like, oh dude, you're a ghost, okay, great, you stay a ghost, like don't come back, like, because if you just come back, I'm just going to be suspicious the whole time, thinking that, like, you know, like you're just some, you know, selfish narc that's just going to do it again, you know? And I don't know if I want it. I don't know if I want to deal with it, because, like, you hope that you don't want to deal with it. You hope that you won't deal with it, and you fear that they're gonna be coming back in to try to convince you of something. But I feel like you hope to not deal with the situation. You hope to, you know, like win the argument, or like not acknowledge them trying to come back, because you know what they're about now. Now this is something that you have to learn as well, that would help you. 5 of Swords is to, you know, be non-compromising. Perhaps in the past you were too compromising. and you compromised yourself in many situations, and that's kind of how they insidiously, kind of slowly passed off all of the responsibilities to you, or passed off all of the financial burdens to you. You know, this is possibly like learned people pleasing, because if it was like family and stuff that you have, like this is something that was ingrained in you when you were young, that they kind of trained you to be a pleaser, a people pleaser, or, you know, like one of those like surrogate spouses, that your children, that as you were a child were supposed to take care of them, you know, like parentification is like you're just, maybe when you were younger you were turned into like the parent, and you know you were expected to take care of them, and they made you feel responsible for that somehow, and this is a nasty habit that you've kind of accumulated if this does stick. And now you need to learn how to be non-compromising. If people are uncompromising with you, you don't compromise for them. You say, okay, if like honestly, this isn't a compromise. If I say something the way it is, then it's the way it is. There's no argument about it. There's no if, buts, or whens. And if you failed to compromise with me in the past, then I'm not going to compromise with you in the future. Because why would I? Instead, I'm going to be uncompromising, and I'm going to go ahead and let you walk away, because every time I stopped you from walking away, I was kind of putting myself in an unfair position, and I was compromising myself. And they were totally fine with that. Perhaps that was even their tactics, people that would walk away in order to be like, you know, make you feel like you need them somehow, like building this kind of like trauma bonding, you know, like when you drop in and you disappear without a trace, and then you come back, and you know, you build an attachment and then you disappear again. Like this is kind of like this manipulation tactic that, you know, people have as in a way to build some kind of dependency on them, or make someone constantly think about them. You know, or like, oh, you don't want to do what I think that you should do, what I'm telling you that's fair, even though it's unfair to you, you know, well, then I'll just walk away and I'll leave. But then as they leave, they find out, hey, this person isn't coming after me. You know what I mean? Now, they think that they see the truth about you in some kind of way. Or you see the truth about them. Perhaps they reached out to you in the past and then you failed to answer, or you blocked them, and they're like, oh crap, this person blocked me. Now this crap offer that I offered, oh, now I'm stuck, you know? Because they don't want the non-offer, or, you know, like you don't want the non-offer now. Because like, why should I, and if this is you, it's like, why should I give to this situation just because like what, he sent a message, he or she sent a message? So like, what? That's not enough, dude. I'm good, you know? Even though it's hard to do it, you know, do this all on my own, I'm still going to do it on my own. And now somebody feels stuck. And now you feel like you're not moving anywhere because everything is just so overwhelming. Do it all on your own. And you're juggling. And now you see like they feel like you see through them now. And you don't want to, you're being non-compromising. So this is something for you to learn as well. Your hopes and fears, and something to learn, you know. Because you fear that they're always going to be the same, more than likely they are. You hope that you're not going to want to deal with this. And you have to learn to be non-compromising when it comes to things that are your values. And instead of before conforming to going against your own values and beliefs. Now it's you standing up for your own values and beliefs, regardless of how hard it is. And you know what? It will lead you to a brand new opportunity. Because if this was you always trying to start off some kind of business or some kind of new relationship or something like that, and now you're no longer dealing with somebody who is just totally like dismissive towards you, now you're going to get something better, because you have to sacrifice what doesn't give you value in order to make room for things that does give you value. The Ace of Pentacles is like is a potential to grow something big. It's not exactly like the lottery, but it is a offer of tangible offer, and it's the gift from the divine. It could be a new business venture, a new career, a new job. You know, it could be even like a payout of some kind, you know, but it's a potential to reach bigger and better. And you have some potential, you have a gift coming your way. This is your goal, starting out something new. And as long as you stay and remain diligent on your own, I feel like it will lead to something amazing. Ooh, look at this, 9 of Wands. Whoever you're dealing with feels wounded by you. This is the wounded soldier. Now they're really defensive. They're protecting themselves because their ego was hurt. Maybe when they reached out to you and you didn't respond back because they weren't offering anything of value. Now their ego is wounded because you're holding back against the offer. You're like, I'm good. I think I might stay on my own. I'm not going to answer this call or text because it's bullshit. Like, how stupid do you think I am? You wasted my time in the past, so I think I'll be good and on my own. And you know what? Because you screwed me over in the past anyway. So I think I'll start off on my own, like putting energy into myself, my new career, my new business. And because you see the truth about this person now. And if you want to hold on to this potential and your own pentacle, then you have to be non-compromising, because these people have affected your finances in the past. Cancer advice. Interesting. Ooh. So this King of Wands, it's a lack of mending, a lack of healing, because he held back. He acted like he didn't want it, and he or she acted like they didn't want it in the past. They were egotistical. They felt like they were the king of their domain. They didn't need it, and they could do better. There was better things out there, you know. So then they were slow to give, but then now it's whatever. If they did reach out, it's too little too late, you know. Look, because this person, they lack commitment. They may have passion, you know, but it's under short bursts. It's a lack of control. This is somebody who doesn't put significant or honest effort into things. This is somebody that comes around for kicks and giggles and fun, and this is somebody who is deeply wounded, either by you or just by their past. And because of their unhealed wounds, like, they don't want to offer anything or give anything, and they don't want to waste a lot of time and energy into something they don't feel like, I mean, that could be something that could be a danger to them, you know, to steal their own life force. And because, you know, and now you kind of, you know, you've met them with the same type of energy, that you have no passion for this, you know. And now that they see that and they feel it, because they're trying to like give you some breadcrumbs and You're like, no thanks. And now they feel stuck. Even though you're alone, you're still, you know that you're still better off than dealing with this person because, or these people, because like, you know, like it seems like they wounded you in the past. They've deeply wounded you, and there's a lack of healing, and this is something that you know that you're not putting passion into the situation anymore, and in the past possibly you did, and now they're like, now they feel stuck, and now they're starting to, but you know, it's a lack of a change. They're only still wondering because, like, this is a lack of going within. This is a lack of listening to their intuition. It's on its side. It's needing to listen to your intuition, but not seeing everything as it should. This is feeling alone, or that you are unprotected in some way, that there is a lack of movement as well. Like there could be a lack of a change, like a lack of a movement. There could have been distance at the time, but I think this is mainly a lack of movement, not listening to the intuition or why. And maybe they're still questioning as to why is this person not dealing with me, because they're so blind into like how they actually showed up within the situation that they have a blind spot into how they behaved and what they did to contribute to it, and it's them not going within to try to see that. And that's why they're still wondering, because this person is kind of selfish. This person, you know, like they could also be, you know, somebody who has an addiction to like attention and like even sex, or like, you know, this is someone who doesn't commit to anything, and now that you're not dealing with them, they're stuck as into like, oh crap, maybe this is too late. But then this is a lack of wanting to go within to find out why, because they're just possibly even seeing you as being argumentative and, you know, even snappy or so. And they're afraid that if they come towards you, that you're not going to want to deal with them, and you're going to be argumentative, and they can't get what they want from you anymore. Because look, unfinished symphony, these people and situations that you blocked out in the past, you know, nothing has really changed. Still the same old story and a different day, and the only way that you're going to put an end towards this if you complete it completely with this person, because there's a lack of healing, there is a lack of transformation, this is a lack of going within, this is stagnancy, this isn't going to go anywhere. And if you do deal with it, you see that this is a selfish person, then it's going to be a karmic cycle that will go around until you put a stop to it. It's time to put the work in for yourself. Chop wood. This is how you move out of this situation. If you put the work in, it's going to take a while. I know you feel overwhelmed, like you can't do it all on your own, but it's not something that's going to take really. It's not something that's going to be intuition. It's not instantaneous. It's potential to build, and with building, it's going to take that effort, time, and energy in order to get that kind of movement, because you're going to add 4 plus 2 is 7. 7 is movement, you know, 7 is, and perhaps it's just a lot more than you expected. And if you're a business owner, then it definitely is, but it has potential. And I feel like if you slip back to old situations and old people, then it'll be a repeat of the last. And as long as you maintain the effort within yourself and the energy within yourself, it will lead to abundance eventually. It's just that you have to put the work in. Don't get discouraged. Look, all that glitters is not gold. So when it says that all that glitter is not gold, these people that you were dealing with, they were definitely wearing a mask. They were never who they presented themselves to be, and it's important that you remember that. And if they came at you with situations as in like a collaborative effort for a mutual gain, then you know that that offer was, it had no real substance behind it, because you always ended up with the short end of the stick. You always ended up with less and them getting more. And you know, it's like, don't let them trick you again if they're trying to come back around, because they're wearing a mask and they feel wounded. And if they're like a wounded warrior, and if they say they want to work with you, in the end, it's only because they feel like you have something that you could offer them in some kind of way. Because when you're wounded, you need some kind of sustenances or resource or things that will keep you alive, like the survival instinct, anywhere that you can get it. So that's why these kind of people would like be all about like keeping tons of friends and tons of family and all these toxic people around, because in the end, it's like, they're still sources, right? And that's why they try to maintain all of them, because it's like a covert contract kind of thing, saying that it's like another like source of supply and population that they could try to go in and say, oh, I'm wounded, help me, I want to help you, we'll work together, blah blah blah. But it's only because they feel like they have something to gain from you. It's better to be on your own, put the work in. And, you know, yeah, it's the situation, as in like this business career-wise or this offer. It's not what it seemed initially. And even though you knew it was going to be a lot of work, you just didn't expect how much it involved, especially with your day-to-day life. If you have all of these crazy responsibilities like kids, pets, you know, like mortgages, rent, bills, it is a lot of work, but it is potential to build something great. So don't bring anybody in to throw off your groove, because whatever chaos that they brought back in the past, it's just going to be a round two of it, you know. But that's what I got for you, Cancer. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, donation box below if you feel moved to donate. All of that stuff I said above, it really helps out the channel and algorithm, and you know, gets the word about my channel and such. And yeah, if you are unable to donate, then don't worry about it. Still love you lots, and I will talk to you later. Alrighty, bye.